50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second part of this flight from Dublin to Edinburgh. As you guys can see, we're currently at 10,000 feet, slowing down to around about 250 knots, and we're going to continue now our descent down to 7,000 feet, and we're going to go ahead and set vertical speed mode. But I hope you guys enjoyed the cruise flight cinematics that I decided to pull. It was a very short flight, so I decided to sort of combine the descent cinematics into the overall cruise cinematics as well. Hope you guys enjoyed that format. And as you can see, Edinburgh looks absolutely beautiful from up here. I don't even know if this is if this area comprises of the region of Edinburgh, but overall it's a beautiful sunset approach. You can see some amazing clouds in the distance. We have various different types of clouds. We had some cumulonimbus clouds back there, as well as some high level clouds over there in the distance. But overall, with the sunset colors and everything, it all looks fantastic. So now we're maintaining around about 255 knots, so we're currently breaking FAA regulations. We should get the speed brakes up a little bit just to slow down under 250 knots. But we'll go ahead and keep our... Actually, we can go ahead and lower our rate of descent here instead of doing this. So we'll go ahead and stow the speed brakes back, the lever of shame as it's affectionately called. And we have lowered our rate of descent so as to maintain around about 245 knots, which is what we're trying to do. So at TLA, as you can see, this is our approach path. Let's go into plan mode and show you guys how we're going to be approaching our descent today. So from TLA, which we're currently heading to, we're then going to go to Tartan, where we're supposed to be at 7,000 feet at 230 knots. Then we're supposed to be 3,000 feet and above at Charlie India 24. Of course, we're going to be doing more of a loopy sort of approach to capture the localizer here at Foxtrot India 24, and then we're just going to come down straight into runway 24 at Echo Golf Papa Hotel, or Edinburgh International Airport. So that's the plan, and hopefully we can start seeing some city lights as well. We can already start seeing the pink and orange hues of the sunset here in the beautiful Scottish countryside. I don't know if this is the countryside, to be honest, but everything, to be honest, in Great Britain looks like the countryside, unless you're in one of the major cities. Look at that. You have fields, you have some mountains down in the distance, whatever that is, some roads that lead up to every place. This honestly looks like Game of Thrones stuff right here. Probably very naive of me, but from an outsider, that's what it looks like. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Looks amazing. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and take the seatbelt signs on. We're going to get everybody to set their buttocks down now that we're down below 10,000 feet. We're also going to take landing lights on. We're going to put the engine start switches to continuous, and we're going to take the wing light on as well in order to prepare for our arrival. So what else have I done? I've gone ahead and set our approach landing altitude to 150 feet over here. We've also gone ahead and set the decision altitude to 200 feet on the Barrow side of things. We have pre-programmed our local altimeter at 1025. However, the sim seems to think that the transition altitude here at Echo Golf Papa Hotel is 18,000 feet. Unfortunately, PMDG, not everything is the United States. Here it is 6,000 feet. So we're going to wait for 6,000 feet before switching it to the local altimeter. Until then, we're going to have to, bear with this yellow STD marker that is really driving me up the wall, if you ask me. There you go. You can see some windmills down in the distance over there as well. And we're coming close to our pre-programmed MCP altitude. We're going to set that now down to 3,000 feet so we can start descending nice and serenely. We can also go ahead and reduce our rate of descent a little bit. Our throttles are going to go up to try to match the speed, but unfortunately I decided to descend a little bit too quickly. It's always better to be safe than sorry. As I said before, the 737-800 is a very slippery aircraft when it comes to descending. I said that in my previous episode, so if you guys haven't checked out the previous episode, which covered the departure out of London, make sure to, not London, I'm sorry, Dublin, two very different cities, but if you guys want to check that out, link is down in the description section of the video, as well as on the top right-hand corner of the screen. So go check that out first, and then come watch the landing and approach into Edinburgh. So we're now descending very, very slowly down to 7,000 feet. No need to fret. We're supposed to be at 7,000 at Tartan, not at TLA, so we have another... I'd say around about 15 nautical miles to get there. We can speed it up a little bit more, possibly, around about 350 feet per minute. Here we go. And we're around about 32 minutes into the flight. Now, the real flight I can check. So the takeoff was at 8:05 p.m. and the landing was at 8:47 p.m. So the real flight only took 42 minutes from takeoff to landing, and we're already at 32. So according to this, we should be landing in around about 10 minutes. I think we can make it happen. I think we descended a little bit too quickly, so our speed is slow, but we can make it happen. No worries there. And there's that left-hand turn. Amazing. Okay, so approaching 7,000 feet, ever so slowly. We can speed up our rate of descent a little bit more, maybe to 450 feet per minute, possibly. And we also have to slow down to 230 knots at Tartan, so we can start doing that right about now. Let's get us down to 240 knots. And I have to say, the Pmdg team have done a great job with the lighting inside the cockpit itself. So the lighting looks fantastic, in my opinion, inside the cockpit. It really recreates the experience of sitting inside a 737 cockpit, the orangey yellow textures of these background floodlights, as well as the main panel lighting over here in the background. All looks very, very authentic. And of course, you got to thank Asobo for these textures. And as we predicted, we can start to see some ground lights in the distance as well, as the city prepares for nightfall. We'll go ahead and align the heading bug. It's always good practice to do that. And we're coming down now below 6,700 feet. So we should slow down our rate of descent, and we should also get us down to 230 knots as expected. Start coming down nice and easy. So we're going to maintain 100 and 200 feet per minute here. And I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the descent until we are ready for localizer and glide slope capture. Enjoy! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so hope you guys enjoyed that. Now we're really starting to get into the swing of things. So we're around about 50 nautical miles away from where we need to be at 5,000 feet. Oh, sorry, 3,000 feet and above. So we can start increasing our rate of descent a little bit here. So in Charlie India 24, we're supposed to be at 178 knots as well. So let's slow ourselves down to 210 knots. And let's let the engines relax a little bit there as we continue our descent. And we can actually go ahead and take heading select and come back all the way around like that. Hopefully you guys can see my mouse pointer there. Apologies for that little stumble. And we're slowing down nice and easy. So we can actually slow down to 200 knots. And we have programmed the course as well as the ILS frequency in the nav here. So it's 108.9 is the approach frequency, and the approach course is 241 for runway 24, of course. The missed approach altitude actually happens to be 3,000 feet, so that's already set, and we can go ahead and actually reduce this to 180 knots, which we shall slowly come down to. Auto brake is set to 2, and actually we can go ahead and take a local altimeter here, so 1025 hectopascals, and look at those lights over there, ladies and gentlemen. Looks wonderful. Anyways, I have programmed and figured out how to use Flight Control Replay, which is a payware replay tool. So I should have sort of like a replay available for you guys. Hopefully it works during the approach and landing. But if it doesn't, please don't blame me. I'm still trying to get all of this sorted out, but I hope it works. I think it should. Let's go ahead and increase our rate of descent a little bit more there. And we'll go ahead and take flap 5. Here we go. Since we're below 250 knots, we can start taking some flaps. And look at that. There's the beautiful city of Edinburgh. And runway 24 should just be I'm assuming over... Actually, that is runway 24, I think. Somewhere over there. Or maybe over there. I have no idea. We should be taking a left turn and coming and landing somewhere like that. Alright, so we're slowing down to 3,000 feet. Let's actually increase our rate of descent just a little bit more. Maybe to 1,000 feet per minute. That should be good. Maybe 1,200 feet per minute should do us just fine there. So landing lights are armed, everything is pretty much good to go. We can take the runway turnoffs and the taxi lights on as well as we get set up for our direct approach. So we're 40 minutes into the flight. As you guys might remember, the actual flight that happened, the real Ryanair 818 in real life, took 42 minutes. So we're going to be a little bit late, but that's okay because if you remember from the previous episode, we departed a little bit early as well. So it gives us a little bit of wiggle room to play with. But yeah, the 737... flying this aircraft and this sim, just it's a breath of fresh air, honestly. Study level airliners for Microsoft Flight Simulator is exactly what I've been waiting for, and yeah, it sounds like my prayers have indeed been answered, so that's great. Let's dial the range back to 10 nautical miles. That's all we're going to be needing for now. Should get the localizer and glide slope indications here soon, so we should be able to switch to approach mode. We have the DME, so the distance measuring equipment tells us that we are around about 9.6 nautical miles away from the runway as we speak. And we should be taking that left turn momentarily. So just to recheck all my values on the charts, the missed approach altitude is indeed 3,000 feet. The airport elevation is 136 feet. 150 is set on the overhead panel. And what else do we need? Transition altitude was 6,000 feet, so the local barometric pressure is set. And the ILS decision height is 200 feet, so that's also good to go. So coming to 3,300 feet, let's slow our descent down a little bit further here, maybe to 900 feet per minute. We're doing good with the descent, ladies and gentlemen. I think that over there is runway 24, so we should be ready to take our left turn here very, very soon. Let's start. There we go. There's that left turn. So let's start slowing ourselves down a little bit more, maybe to 170 knots. Should get that localizer going in just a second, I'm assuming. Here we go. Beautiful left turn. Come on, give us a localizer. We have the glide slope over there. That's good. It's starting to come down. Can arm the approach in just a second. Here we go. We can also take the landing lights and, sorry, the runway turnoff and taxi lights on here. And we'll also go ahead and inject some traffic into the sim now that we're arriving into the airport. Should give me a little bit of a stutter, but should sort itself out. There we go. Where's that localizer? Are we not going to get a localizer? I don't think so. So let's go ahead and arm the approach there. We're good to go. And there's a localizer as well. Perfect. So let's get flap 15. Slow ourselves down to 160 knots and gear down as well. Approach mode is armed. 3,000 feet is set. And we'll also go ahead and take runway heading 241 degrees. Here we go. Our final approach speed, we're doing a flap 40 arrival today. Our final approach speed, according to the flight management computer, is going to be 141 degrees. That's our final landing speed. So our approach speed is going to be 5 knots plus the landing speed, so 146 knots. So we'll go ahead and take, we'll slow ourselves down to that level actually now. Might as well get prepared early. And we'll take flap 30, 2,500 feet, and we're arriving nicely. Alright, so it's complete IMC conditions as of now. Let's also take flap 40, and we'll also arm the speed brakes here. There we go. Everything is good to go. Speed brakes are armed. Flaps are set. Gear is set. 146 knots is set here. We're just waiting to clear this cloud. Hopefully we get visibility of the runway, and then we can disconnect the autopilot and fly this puppy manually. Look at that. Perfect. We have perfect visibility of the runway. Do we have 2 reds and 2 whites? Yes, we do. We're coming right on the glide path. A little bit late, as you can see. 44 minutes. But that's okay, even if we're 5 minutes late. Look at that bridge over there. Looks amazing. I didn't know the airport scenery people added this as well. That's good. I think it's Pmdg Dev is the developer of this airport. So as soon as we get to around about 1,000 feet, we'll go ahead and disconnect the autopilot and see if we can't perform a smooth manual landing. Of course, it's Ryanair, so it can go either way.
1,000.
1,000 feet. Let's go ahead and disconnect the auto throttle, and let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot as well. There we go. My aircraft. And yeah, I have control. Let's get the trim down here a little bit. There we go. Still maintaining 2 reds and 2 whites. Now, the Pappies are sometimes unreliable in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I'm going to have to try to see if I can get my own estimate here. Don't want to dip below the glide too much. Correcting for that. Coming down on the speed a little. We'll go ahead and start dipping now. There we go. We have 3 reds and 1 white. Let's correct for that. We also have a little bit of wind to contend with.
Plus 100.
Plus 100.
Minimums.
Landing. Ignore the Pappies now.
50. 40. 30.
Slow it down.
20. 10.
Floated it a little bit, but that's okay. We're down on the ground. On the center line, and let's take reverse thrust. I don't know if reverse thrust is working for me there, but that's okay. Manual brake did its, auto brake did its job. Auto brake 2. And we can go ahead and take manual braking here. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Edinburgh. Hope you guys enjoyed that arrival. I certainly did. It was absolutely beautiful. Can't believe I've never flown into this airport in my life, in any simulator for that matter. We have flown out of this airport in one of our full flight episodes with the Aerosoft CRJ, but never flown into this airport, certainly not in these beautiful sunset conditions. So I'm very happy that I did with you guys, and it seems to be a wonderful return flight back to YouTube. Can't be happier about that. We've landed, so let's go ahead and get the landing lights off. Let's get the engine start switches back to off. Let's get the wing light off, and let's get the position light to steady. Oop, I'm not getting that. Oop, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons there. Sorry, let's get back on the center line first. Hold on. Here we go. And now we'll go here, and we'll go quickly, steady. Come on now, come on now, come on now. Oops, oops, oops. I'm not getting it. There we go. We're getting it. All right, we'll go around. We'll take the loop here. We'll also go ahead and take the weather radar off, and we'll get the TCAS to stand by as we continue our turn. The FPS is a little choppy. I'm sorry about that. I'm doing the best I can with my system. And we'll go ahead and stop the clock here. Probably around about 47 to 48 minutes, so we were 6 minutes late. That's okay. That's understandable. 5 to 6 minutes of delay. Speed brakes. I don't know if they armed. Did they arm? Let's check. Oh, I don't know if they did, actually. So I don't know. Maybe I messed up in that regard. There we go. Speed brakes have been disarmed. Auto brake can come off as well. Data can come off on my side. Terrain on their side, and data on their side can come off as well. And since this is a relatively short taxi, we should also get the APU up and running as soon as possible. So let's get the APU up and running. Perfect. Runway turn-off lights can come off. No longer need those. The taxi lights should suffice. Let's get the flaps all in. We're taxiing all over the place here a little bit, so let's just get on the center line of this taxiway real quick. There we go. Perfect. And I'm pretty sure I should be able to get you guys a replay of that landing, hopefully. If not, I apologize. I will try to get it done in the next episode, but I'm pretty sure I did get the replay, so... But please don't reprimand me in the comments if I didn't. What else are we looking at here? Do we have to do anything else? We can go ahead and get rid of the flight directors on both sides. The auto throttle can come off. Oh, it's already off, my bad. I'm so used to the Airbus. The Airbus, you might have to turn the auto throttle off by yourself. So, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, how was your flight? Tell me down in the comment section below. Did you guys enjoy that descent? Do you guys think we should maybe explore more of the United Kingdom in our full flight series? If you guys have any suggestions for any other routes, maybe any routes around your hometown or, you know, anything like that, make sure to give it to me down in the comment section. If I can find a payware developer who has developed that airport or scenery, I will surely take it into consideration for my next flight. So, should be exciting. I'm happy to be back on YouTube. Of course, the news content that I used to do, you know, back in March and February of this year will be coming back. So we'll be keeping you guys up to date with all the news in flight sim as well. I have some great announcements of me partnering with other organizations in flight simulation that I'm also excited to be bringing to you. So that might come in an update video or something like that later down the line. I'm pretty excited to share that stuff with you. Still haven't signed the official contract, but I will do so very shortly. But I am partnering with an organization that is very prominent in the flight sim world, and I'm very happy to be able to bring you guys that news. So let's give the aircraft a little bit of oomph, and I will see you guys when we get closer to our gate. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so we are approaching the gates here. Now, I've told GSX that we want to do gate 1. That was one of the gates available at this airport, I'm sorry. So we'll go to gate 1. I think gate 1 happens to be pretty close to here, so I think gate 1 is right over there. So hopefully it's not already occupied by another AIG aircraft, but if it is, then we're just gonna have to deal with that then. Let's go ahead and get rid of the taxi light. We no longer need that. The airport lights should suffice, and my FPS is absolutely struggling here at this airport. I don't even want to take a look at it, but it is what it is. So this is gate 5. This is gate 3, is it? No, this is gate 4. Of course, it's gate 4. And then gate 1 should be over there. So we're being handled by British Midland livery. That's exciting. And I think gate 1 is free as of now. So let's see if we can't park successfully. I've turned the thrust down a little bit because we need to come in nice and slow, maintaining 6 knots as we come in. Here we go. Taxi lights are off. All the relevant lights and everything are off, so that's good to go. I think this next one happens to be our gate. So we're being handled by SafeDock, which means we don't actually have a marshaller. We have one of those automatic FSDG systems, like docking guidance systems or whatever. So I think this is it. Let's come in nice and easy. Hopefully it gives us accurate instructions. Hopefully it doesn't let us down. But this is the first time I'm doing this in GSX. Exciting stuff. Alrighty, so it's recognized us as Boeing 737-8, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Boeing 737. It's asking us to go a little bit left, so let's abide by those instructions. There we go. Are you going to tell us when I need to stop, buddy? I don't know if you are. Oh, no, you are. Of course you are. Okay. Alrighty. Continue. Continue coming straight. Continue coming straight. I think this is a little too far, if I'm not mistaken, but I think... yeah, I went way too far. I think the FSDG thing is broken here, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and set the parking brake. Here we go. And let's get the APU power into the aircraft. There we go. And with that, APU bleed can come on. Isolation valve is already on. And we can go ahead and kill the engines. Seatbelt signs can come off. Anti-collision light can come off. And let's go ahead and request GSX deboarding. Loading GSX menu. So, request deboarding. Hopefully this thing can attach to us. Hopefully. I think we're parked way too much at the front, but let's see if it can manage. Hopefully it can. But let's go ahead and turn some of the pertinent systems off. Let's go ahead and turn these fuel pumps off. We'll leave the forward one on for the APU. Electrical generators can go off. Yaw damper can go off. The window heats as well as the probe heats can also go off.
Passengers
And,
deboarding starting.
All right, roger that. Passengers deboarding is starting. And APU, everything is good, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, pretty much. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We can go ahead and stop the clock on the first officer side. And it's took us 1 hour and 5 minutes overall from gate to gate. So not bad. Not bad at all. Let's go outside and see what's happening. There we go. There's the luggage loaders trying to take all the baggage out. And we're being handled by British Midland, as I said before. We should be able to see that livery right there. British Midland. There we go. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us on this beautiful, beautiful flight from Dublin to Echo Golf Papa Hotel. The FSDG system was broken. That was the only disheartening part of this approach. Hopefully I can get you guys the replay alongside what we were doing, but in my opinion, that was one of the best flights that I could have had to come back to YouTube. So as I said before, there's going to be a whole lot of new content coming up on the channel, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have hit the notification bell or icon so you guys can stay up to date with all of the flyby simulations news. As I said also while taxiing down to this gate, I have some exciting news in terms of the partnerships that I'm doing with some important prominent members in the flight simulation community, some organizations that are really going to help boost the quality of the videos on my channel, as well as get you guys more content overall on the flight sim community, may it be from flyby simulations or that partner brand I'm going to be working with. So all of that announcement and stuff should be coming in a later video, as well as my future plans for this channel. So once again, thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, show some support. Leave a comment down below where you... sorry about that. Leave a comment down below telling me where you guys would like me to fly next, and I will surely take your requests into consideration. But until then, safe flights, have a good one, and thanks for flying by.